Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Maths and Matrix. In this particular video, I am going to explain you why the formula of sine of a plus b is sine a into cos b plus cos a into sine b. Yes, you heard right. We are discussing the proof of compound angle formula for sine trigonometric function. Not only that, with the help of this particular formula, how you can derive the formulas for cosine trigonometric function as well. So let us begin, but before that I would like to clarify what is the term compound angles means to you. Compound angle basically is algebraic sum. What is it? It's an algebraic sum of two or more than two angles. Alright, so when you add two angles or consider like this, suppose you have considered a plus b, where you have considered the addition of two angles a and b, where these a and b are any two angles, understand. So a plus b is an compound angle. Not only that, when I consider the addition of the two angles in such manner like a plus minus b, where minus b is a negative angle. Okay, so a minus b it will become, and hence a minus b is again a compound angle. So algebraic sum of two or more angles, where the angles you have considered to take the algebraic sum may or may not be always positive angle. They can be sum of positive or negative angles also. So we are discussing this very fundamental topic of trigonometry today to understand and retain the formula in mind very easily. Alright, so let us begin. So here we are going to prove sine trigonometric function of compound angles. So here I am considering very first the compound angle a plus b to prove for sine function. The sine of a plus b is equals to sine a into cos b plus cos a into sine b. We are going to prove this now. So for this, yes, we need any two angles. So we are considering the a and b to be two acute angles. Alright, so here I have very first say the initial ray OX. Alright, and now I am rotating this ray in an anti-clockwise sense, and I am obtaining another ray, that is the terminal ray, say OY, and say now there is an inclination between this OY and OX, isn't it so? This inclination, let us name it to be the angle A itself. So this is say the angle A between these two rays OY and OX. Now fixing the OY as the initial ray, if you do the further rotation at the point O, you are going to obtain the third ray, that is the OZ ray, let us say. And now the angle between this OZ and OY, what is the angle between OZ and OY? It's the angle B. So you could see now then that there is an angle between OZ and OX, and that is the complete A plus B now. Right, the angle between OZ and OX is angle A plus B, which is we are interested into A plus B. Alright, and you know very well that the trigonometric ratios, the definitions that you have for them are only applicable in the right angle triangles, isn't it so? And we have no right angle triangle at present into this figure. To get one, we will take the help of geometrical construction, that is we draw perpendicular from, say, one point on OZ you choose and draw perpendicular from there onto the initial ray. So I am drawing perpendicular from P onto this OX. Okay, let's say that point of meeting be Q there. Not only that, see, we need the sine and cosine trigonometric ratios for the angle B as well. Because when I drawn this perpendicular PQ on OX, it is fulfilling me for criteria of applying the trigonometric ratio for the angle A, because opposite to angle A, the 90 degree, this side we can easily read for a particular right angle triangle. But to make sense for the angle B also, to consider it in one of the right angle, we can draw here perpendicular from the point P itself again onto, but on OY. Okay, now you could see that this point on OY, say there is a point here, now we can name it this as C. Now this point we obtain by drawing perpendicular from point P onto OY, which is like PC perpendicular to OY, and before that what we did, we drawn PQ perpendicular to OX. Geometrical construction number 1 and geometrical construction number 2, both of them did it to get the meaningful right angle triangles for the angles A and B, so that we can understand this formula very well. Not only this, if you could now see, there is a line which can be drawn parallel to OX passing through C. So you can see that if I draw a line passing through this point C and parallel to the OX, passing through the point C and parallel to this OX. So this line is parallel to the OX, say this line L. So we have drawn number 3 construction, L parallel to OX. These are 3 very important constructions. Now because of this, what happened is that you have got the concept of alternate angles there, where the alternate angles made by transversal on 2 parallel lines are equal. So this angle A, which is alternate here, see this angle A which you obtained, like which you had already, this angle A is here generated now at this point, because you see these 2 lines were parallel, L and OX were parallel. So angle at this point C and angle at the point O, so here this angle A is generated there, same. Okay, so this is alternate angle concept. Now what you had earlier, PC was the perpendicular, right? So it was like total angle at C there was initially 90 degree, but now it is splitted. The lower part you got it to be alpha. So what should be the remaining part, the upper part? What should be the upper part of it? The upper part of it will be the 90 minus alpha. And now when you consider this small right angle triangle, it's a triangle, right? So the remaining part of C you got 90 minus alpha, and this is here 90 degree because of the construction. So what you expect this remaining angle of this small triangle, this angle at the P will be, yes, angle A itself. So this is how you now got one interesting small right angle triangle with the angle A in it. So now I am considering here this point, which is a point of interest here, because at this point we have got the splitting of PQ. So I am taking here E point, where there is an angle A adjacent to this P, all right. And now let's go ahead with the proof. So very first, what you need in proof to be proved there is that you have to first of all talk about the LHS, where you have sine of A plus B. Now to write down about the sine of A plus B, it's like you are writing the definition of sine ratio for the angle A plus B. Now you consider a corresponding right angle triangle with this angle A plus B. We already noted that this is the complete A plus B angle. For that the opposite is PQ and the hypo is, what is hypo there? OP. So yes, then it will be sine of A plus B will be the opposite, that is PQ, and the hypo OP. But because of the geometrical construction, the PQ segment is not divided into PE plus EQ. So therefore on the next line, PQ we can rewrite this as PE plus EQ, and this is whole divided by OP. Separating the denominator, you will get PE upon OP plus EQ upon OP. Now PE is a part of the adjacent side in the triangle, the small triangle PEC, where A is the adjacent angle. So we can talk about their cos A, but when I talk about cos A, there is the hypotenuse PC, but that is not there in the first part, though we had P. So what we do is, for this case, we particularly multiply and divide by PC. We will multiply and divide by PC in this statement. And coming on to the second state, the second term, EQ by OP. EQ, if you visualize, what is EQ? EQ is, the parallel to, I would say, a segment, if I consider this segment, because if I consider this parallel segment, it will be of worth noting, because it will come in the triangle where there is angle A. And that side, this is parallel to EQ, the CD is parallel to EQ, becomes the opposite to A, and their sine A can come into consideration with the hypotenuse OC. So we need OC for the second term. So for the OC, EQ we are replacing to CD, and replacing CD we are adjusting there O. What was the hypotenuse for this? OC. Okay, so we have to adjust OC. So OC I am multiplying and dividing by. PE is the side adjacent to the angle A here, in the right angle triangle PEC. So in the triangle PEC, this ratio, if you read in the triangle PEC, PE by PC becomes cosine of A, because PC is the hypotenuse, because PE was perpendicular, right? Because it is a part of the PQ perpendicular, right? So PE is adjacent to A and PC is the hypotenuse. That's why I wrote PE by PC in the triangle PEC is cos A. Now what about PC by OP? PC by OP, you can see, consider OP is a part of this triangle where there is an angle B in it, right? This right angle triangle, because here there is a PC perpendicular, So for this, for angle B, the PC becomes the opposite and hypotenuse is OP, and this is a story of POC triangle. So this is a story of triangle POC, and there in that story you have the value of the ratio PEC by OP, this sine B. Alright, and coming on to the next ratio, that is CD by OC. What about CD by OC? CD, you see, CD is the side opposite to the angle A in the triangle COD. So this is the story about which triangle? COD. So in the COD triangle, CD is opposite to angle A and OC is the hypotenuse. That's why this become what? Sine of A into, what about the next part? That is OC by OP. OC, you see, OC where you can read, OC is the adjacent to the angle B. OC is the adjacent to the angle B, and in that the hypotenuse is OP. Isn't it so? So therefore that is the story of POC triangle. So this ratio is the story of triangle POC. In that OC is adjacent to the particular angle B and OP is the hypotenuse. So this is the definition of cosine B. So that is how you could now easily get the sine of A plus B formula, that sine of A plus B is sine A into cos B plus cos A into sine B. Now if you would like to evaluate sine of A minus B formula, then how do you evaluate this formula? This is simply adding angle A to minus B. Now you apply the same above formula you studied so far, replacing the angle B by minus B over there. So you will get sine A into cos of minus B plus cos A into sine of minus B. But in this statement, you are using important trigonometric concept, that cos of minus theta is cos theta and sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So with the help of this concept only, you can, do this formula evaluation. So sine A into cos B minus, it will be, because the sine of minus B has become minus sine B. So plus into minus minus, and it will be cos A into sine B. And this is how we have covered the proof of these two compound angle formulae for sine trigonometric functions. Hopefully the proofs are clear to you. And now let's talk about, if you would like to evaluate the formula for cosine function of compound angle A plus B, then what would be the story behind it? It's that simple, because you know the fact that if you have sine of theta, you can express that as cos of 90 minus theta, isn't it so? So vice versa too, cos of theta, if you would like to express in terms of sine, you can express that as sine of 90 minus theta. So with this powerful concept, you can easily talk about the proof of this cos of A plus B formula. So cos of A plus B. Now cos of A plus B, you can express that as sine of 90 degrees minus of A plus B. So now we can regroup the angles. So sine of 90 minus A, let us take it as one angle, and then remaining is what? Minus B angle. So basically here you are getting an instance of which formula for sine? Sine of this bracket as the angle A earlier in the formula and minus B. So sine of difference of two angles formula you are applying, sine of A minus B formula here you are applying, where A is 90 minus A. So accordingly you will get this as sine of first angle into cos of second angle minus cos of first angle into sine of second angle. So this is equals to, then sine of 90 minus A, you know it is cosine A, so it's cos A into cos B minus cos of 90 minus A is sine A, so sine A into sine B. And this is how this formula holds true, and this we have proved it with the help of cos of theta can be expressed as sine of 90 minus theta. Alright, hopefully this proof is clear to you. And yes, for cos of A minus B, what do? You will replace this angle B by minus B over there. So to prove this statement, cos of A minus B, you will write this as cos of A plus of minus B and apply the formula. So cos A into cos of minus B, then minus, we have got sine A into sine of minus B. But again, the fact that you are using from trigonometry, cos of negative angle is the cos of the angle, positive angle, same positive angle. So cos A into cos B this sine of minus b brings minus before, so minus into minus plus sine a into sine b. So this is how we have proved in this particular video all these four important formulae on trigonometry, that is the trigonometric functions of compound angles, and they are very very important in solving many types of problems from trigonometry, and this formula can be further useful in deriving the set of formulae, so-called transformation formulae. Stay tuned to my channel. I'll get another video where I would demonstrate you the formulas of transformation on trigonometric functions involving the product to sum and difference and involving sum and difference to product.